Welcome back to my channel, Classic BW Lovers. This is Junior with Classic VWBugs. Today I am going to install my cylinders. I have already pre-looped the inside of the cylinder with some oil, and now I'm going to install some Permatex in the edge of the flange here, and a paper gasket and a little bit more of a Permatex on top of that. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that, and then you repeat the same process for all four of them. So what I like to do is I like to grab my tube of Permatex or RTV, and I like to do it like this because I have control over what I'm applying, and then I go into a circular motion around the flange, and I install my paper gasket on top like so. And then next I apply some more Permatex or RTV, whatever you have that you understand will do the job for you. I know this is designed for this type of work. Okay, and now we're ready. I have already done the other ones and I have them ready to go. Okay guys, so now that I am set up and I have a rubber hammer, I have my proper ring compressor, and I have everything I need. What you want to do is make sure that your ring alignment is not off. Make sure that it is correct. So I went ahead and I did that prior to installing my cylinder jugs, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pre-loop this, making sure I don't mess up my ring alignment, and at the same time this is going to help cylinder slide in with. You want to align that over your ring. Get it closer. Now you grab your cylinder jug, mine's number 1 right here, and you start driving it. We'll make sure that that's properly aligned there so I don't mess it up, right? And push, making sure everything gets in there. And once I see that it's past the rings, you want to break loose your band. So if you notice, as I was installing this, my piston drove in a little bit further, so that's why it gave me a little bit of a trouble trying to get it out. But anyway, nonetheless, that's in, and we're going to go ahead and drive it in. I'm going to use this little 2x4 here. That's the first one. Then you go ahead and you repeat the same steps for all of them. We'll go ahead and do the same thing for number 2, and then again we'll do the same for 3 and number 4. Okay, so again, I already have my pliers set in place. I already pre-looped the piston, and I already pre-looped the cylinder. You can see that shiny surface inside. That means that I pre-looped it. So basically, again, you just set this right here, get it as close as you can to the beginning of your piston, and then you go ahead and you tap it, right? And I think she's already in. So now that she's in, I'm going to go ahead and take this here before this drives any further in, so that it would be easy for me to get the clamp out. So I got the clamp out now, and next you can hold your crankshaft pulley right here. Just get a piece of wood and a rubber hammer and tap it in. And she's in. So we got now 2 in, 2 more to go. It's looking good, right? Okay, so now we are at our last piston. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing, repeat the same steps that we did in all other 3. We're going to go ahead and put the ring compressor right here. And she's out. Now we go ahead and keep on hitting it until it reaches all the way in. And we should be done. Okay guys, then next we want to find our deflectors and install them at the bottom right here. And we are ready to go ahead and install our heads. And Sonny's engine is starting to look now like a real engine. Okay fellas, so I have already installed my cylinder jug. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the engine or tilt it on one side so that I can install these air deflectors. It's now getting a little bit heavier now. Right there. So what we want to do is make sure that we install that air deflector, and it goes in this direction right here. So pretty much insert it in there, and you make sure it's in there. So that looks like that's good to go in there. It's important that you install these, because if you don't, then that becomes a really hot spot right there. Okay, so we have that now installed. We're pretty good. We're looking good now. Next, I'll go ahead and align my cylinder heads. Okay guys, I'm pretty much in a situation right now where I got 2 showstoppers, and I'm going to share with you those two showstoppers. One, it's the push rods, and the other one is that I have my engine and mounted in my engine stand in a way that when I get ready to install the head for pistons 3 and 4, I can't do it because the face of the stand, it's interfering with the installation of the head, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But the other thing I'm gonna share with you guys is the issue I ran into. So when you are ready to install these push rods, you want to make sure you let them slide down in a very smooth surface to make sure that they are straight. And this is what I found. So this is what I found. So I'm going to demonstrate to you what is the issue. So if I take this rod here and I slide it down, that one is good. That one is also good. That one is more or less, but you know, it's doable. That one, look how smooth it went down, so that one is also good. Look how that one went down smooth, right? That's also good. You see how that went wobbling? You see how it rocks back and forth? This is no good. You don't want to use this rod, so we just ditch it, right? That one is pretty decent. That's good. Notice how that went wobbling back and forth and it rocked back and forth. Look, you see how it goes back and forth? That's a bent push rod. You don't want to use that either. So that I could possibly use too, right? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can use these 7, but I need 8, so I won't be able to install my heads. Then the other issue that I was telling you guys about is you can see that I don't have the standard jack for a 1600 dual port. I just have one of those Harbor Freight ones that you can purchase and use it to do any type of engine work. So if I was to go to install my head here, the fins for my head will actually hit this face here, and I won't be able to install it. Now, this right here, it's just on just to make sure that the cylinder jugs stay there, and that's pretty much why they are there. I could have used 4 of the rods and the push rods and installed this one head and be done on this side and torque it, but if I'm gonna buy a new set of rods, I'm just gonna buy 8 new rods. I'm not gonna then just use the used ones I have and then just buy 2 rods. So I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase me a new set. So that's gonna put me into a hole for a few days until I get my rods delivered to my house. Anyway, I just wanted to share that information with you guys. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. Until then, this is Junior with Classic VWBugs. Junior out.